Hello everyone! In this video I'll show you my attempts at making white rice, old-fashioned oatmeal, and then the steel cut variety of oatmeal, which is very different as I'll explain, and, would you believe, eggs. Then I'll try to answer one very simple question. Do you really need so many settings on a rice cooker? And do they work? Okay, that's two questions. Still, if you're going to spend extra money for a machine with bells and whistles, don't you want to know if it's worth it? Look at this machine. It has settings for white rice, brown rice, mixed grain, whatever that is, a setting for slow cooker, porridge, again I'm not sure what that is, and then there's a setting for cake and egg. Oh my! Do we really need all these settings? And more importantly, do they work? Well, let's find out. So let's start by making rice. After all, this is first and foremost a rice cooker. Here I have a small package of jasmine rice. Yes, I know I could get a huge bag of rice from Costco, so please don't make fun of my tiny bag here. And on the bag there are directions for making this on the stovetop or microwave, but no instructions for using a rice cooker. Either way, the recommended ratio of rice to water here is 1 cup rice to 1.5 cups of water. For drier rice, use less water. For moister rice, use a bit more. Okay, now this rice cooker, as is true for all rice cookers I'm familiar with, this rice cooker comes with its very own cup, which is not a cup. But you need to use the rice cooker cup and the measurements on the inside of the rice cooker bowl. Or do you? Well, let's see. So let's first follow the manufacturer's instruction and fill up a cup, their cup, with this beautiful rice. There we go. And I'm just curious how much their cup is, and it's a little less than 3/4 cup measurement, or about 150 ml. Next, it's recommended to wash the rice. This removes the starchy residue and gives you a lighter, fluffier rice. I rinsed the rice a couple of times until the water was clear, and then I filled the bowl up with filtered water to the line marked with a 1. You have to be consistent and use the measurements that come with the machine if you want the rice to come out right. So 1 cup of rice, and that's their cup, not a standard cup, and then water to the number 1 line in the bowl. 1 cup, number 1 line. Now I'm going to cook this rice in the rice cooker with just rice and water, no salt. This Toshiba rice cooker has a menu button that cycles through all the choices and also has a dedicated white rice button. Okay, let's put the bowl in, and according to the instructions, you're supposed to twist the bowl clockwise, although I didn't feel anything click, so I'm not sure that was necessary. And you can see clearly the water line in the bowl under the white rice category is at 1 for the 1 cup of white rice. Remember, it's their cup, not a standard cup. Okay, I decided to use the dedicated white rice button, and it says 50, meaning 50 minutes. I assume that means it will take 50 minutes to cook the rice. Using a rice cooker doesn't make it go faster. The advantage is really that it's set it and forget it. You don't have to stir and watch the pot. You can walk away and come back in 50 minutes to nice fluffy rice, presumably. Now it's 15 minutes later and the timer says 35 minutes to go. And as tempted as I am to open the lid, I don't think it's a good idea. So I'll be back. And now it's just another 15 minutes later, but the timer says 5 minutes to go, so the timer is definitely self-adjusting as it's cooking. By the way, there is a vent towards the back of the machine, and the steam is being vented out from there, so be careful, it is hot. And now we are almost at 0. This has taken a total of 40 minutes, not 50, and here we go. Look at that. Let's take a closer look, and you can see how each grain of rice is separate and beautiful. So this definitely knows how to make a good bowl of white rice, no doubt about it. But what about the other functions? Do I really need them? Well, let's go ahead and make some oatmeal, and I'm going to make 2 types of oatmeal in the rice cooker. The old-fashioned type is sometimes called rolled oats, because the oats are rolled to flatten them, and they take a much shorter amount of time to cook. You can even cook them in the microwave in less than 2 minutes if you want to. The second type of oatmeal I'm going to try to make in the rice cooker is the steel cut variety. Steel cut oats are not rolled, are less processed, and are said to have a lower glycemic index than the rolled oats. They also take much longer to cook, and it's not recommended to cook them in the microwave. The recommended ratio of water to oats for the old-fashioned variety is 1/2 cup of oatmeal to 1 cup of water. So let's go ahead and measure out 1/2 cup in a standard measuring cup, and you can see that doesn't quite fill up the cup that comes with the rice cooker. Okay, so let's use the cup that comes with the rice cooker, and I'm filling it up to 0.5 or 1/2 cup. And then I'm going to fill the bowl up to the water line that says 0.5 under the white rice category. Don't use the porridge measurements for water. It will be too much water and you'll end up with oatmeal soup. Trust me, I tried it. Using the cup that comes with the rice cooker, fill up the bowl to the water line for white rice where it says 0.5, and that was a little less than a cup, so it's a little less than a 2-to-1 ratio. If you want your oats to be creamier, put in a little more liquid. You can use milk instead of water if you want. I added some cinnamon into the bowl. That's totally optional, of course. And then I'm going to run this on the porridge setting. I'm going to do this again on the rice cycle, but bear with me here. Okay, so after a 1/2 hour on the porridge setting, here's what we get. And it's definitely done. Maybe a little too dry. If you like it creamier, then add a little more water than the 0.5 water line. You'll have to experiment to see how much water to add. Next, I decided to make the oatmeal again, but this time using the measurements on the box instead of the ones that come with the machine. Again, this is the old-fashioned oatmeal. I'll get to the steel cut next. So, according to the package, it's 1/2 cup of oatmeal and then 1 cup of water. So let's measure out 1/2 cup. That's a standard 1/2 cup. In that goes, and then a full cup of water, again using standard measuring cups, not the one that came with the rice cooker. That was 2 1/2 cups, which of course is 1 cup, and you can see on the bowl measurements the water line is at the 1 mark, but that's with the oatmeal already in the bowl. Interesting. Okay, let's close the lid and use the white rice setting. I came back around 50 minutes later and the cooker was already in the keep warm mode, apparently for 18 minutes. So let's have a look. And that looks just the way I like it. Nice and creamy, but not soupy. Just perfect. So next time I did this, I just used the measurements on the package of oatmeal and then the white rice setting. 1/2 cup of oatmeal, 1 cup of water. Perfect every time, just like the rice. All right, now it's time to try the steel cut oats. Those are the ones on the right, and you can see the difference. The ones on the right are round shaped kernels, whereas the ones on the left, the old-fashioned oatmeal, is cut and rolled to make the kernels flat. Here you can see close up what they look like, and you can see they are flat. And here are the steel cut. You can see they're roundish, not flat. These will take longer to cook than the flat-shaped oatmeal. The package directions are also different. You can see here the ratio of oats to water is 1/4 cup of oats to 1.5 cups of water, whereas the ratio for the old-fashioned oats is 1/2 cup oats to 1 cup of water. By the way, the 1/4 cup of steel cut oats is the same weight, 40 grams, as the 1/2 cup of rolled oats, also 40 grams, and they are the same number of calories, 150. So I'm going to use my trusty measuring cups. This is a 1/4 cup measuring cup. You can see it's half of the 1/2 cup, right? Okay, so I poured in the 1/4 cup of oats, and now I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of water from my filter. I have a reverse osmosis system. In goes 1 cup, and now 1/2 cup, and then I set the machine to white rice like I did before, and that was clearly a mistake. I had a nice mess with everything bubbling over. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. What a mess. I opened the lid, and not only is there a mess, but it's not done. And here behind the machine is more mess. Oh boy. Stirring this around, you can see there's still liquid that needs to get absorbed. And I tasted a bit of this. It's still chewy and definitely not done. Okay, so let's try this again, but this time on the porridge setting, which is a lower and slower setting. So again, I put in a 1/4 cup of oats and 1.5 cups of water and set the menu to porridge. The timer says it should be ready in an hour and a half, and let's hope it doesn't take that long. And it took 45 minutes, maybe less, because it had already switched to the keep warm setting, but it didn't boil over, no mess, and I had a nice bowl of steel cut oats. So use the porridge setting. Low and slow is the way to go. Okay, one more thing I want to try out, and that's the egg setting. I put 2 raw eggs in the bowl and covered it with water, and then using the menu button, set the cooker to the egg mode. 20 minutes later, the eggs were done, and let's see what we have. I plunged the eggs into cold water to stop them from cooking, and then I tried to peel them, and the peels did not come off nicely at all. And let's see what we have inside. I would say those are slightly underdone, wouldn't you? My favorite way to make eggs is with an egg cooker, not a rice cooker. And with the egg cooker, they really do come out perfect every time. So the verdict is use a rice cooker to make rice and an egg cooker to make eggs. As for oatmeal, well, if you're making old-fashioned oats, then use the white rice setting. And if you're making steel-cut oats, then use the porridge setting. Better yet, make overnight oats, and then you won't need a fancy schmancy rice cooker with a porridge setting. So in my opinion, this rice cooker has too many settings. If you like playing around with kitchen gadgets, you might like this. Otherwise, I would suggest going for something a little simpler. I have my eye on an aroma rice cooker that's half the price. This looks like it has just the right number of settings, and so maybe I'll give this Toshiba away to someone who might appreciate it and get myself an aroma instead. And that's my take on this machine. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.